Algebra 2A. This is yellow class. Handout 4. Today is Thursday, April the 27th, prom night here at Office for Youth. I'm not sure where they're having it. They've had it at at the Queen Mary before. They've had it elsewhere. Anybody know what the prom is? Downtown LA. Yeah, very nice. All right. This first part, I'm just trying to give it to you straight, and then we'll spend most of our time on finding the inverse of equations, finding an inverse with a table, finding an inverse with a graph. You can find the inverse, which just means the reverse. The inverse of addition is subtraction. The inverse of multiplication is division. The inverse of an exponential function is a word. Anybody know what that word is? It's unit 4. Sweet, I've dedicated my life to teaching. It's logarithm. Don't worry. This one. All right, here it comes. So let's do it. This guy from a long time ago, unit like 2-ish or 3-ish, we had to decide if we had a picture, a parabola. Let me draw one real fast. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this piece. It's just a little piece of the puzzle, but it's part of the puzzle, so I figured I'd give it to you anyway. It's like on page 3. Here's a parabola. There's the original guy. You may remember him from a long time ago. Y equals x squared. You may remember that back in the day. We can move it up, down, left, right. Here's some letters. We have an A, an H, and a K. Which letter, A, H, or K, moves it up or down? And that's what you can say out loud to me. Y is a good answer, but it's not the one I'm looking for. The letter A, H, or K, one of them will move the parabola up or down. Yeah, K. And they just said it right there. But don't look there. Don't look on the page. So do me a favor. I kind of want you with either with your pencil. I want you to circle it, or a highlighter for those like highlighters, and you put up, down. This is sort of why I like what they're doing with Unit 5. They're not trying to teach new stuff. They're trying to say, hey, I bet they don't remember any of the stuff that they learned in Units 1 through 4. Why not remind them of a little piece of it? And because of that, you might think like, oh, I don't like that. People with good memories, it's like a free unit. People with bad memories, like, oh, thanks for reminding me. Here comes, which letter moves it left or right? A, H, or K? H. H, very nice. It's right there. So I don't know how you do the H, but I'm going to put left or right somewhere near that H. Left, right, left, right. How can I do it? I did it that way, but I'm not proud of that. Don't tell any of my friends. Left, right. I wish I could highlight that H. I'm going to ask you about the A. The A is the one I really want you to know about. Even if you have to work on another topic, this is the one I really want you to know about. All right, here we go. Let's mess around with creating a small graph, formula, and then let it go. This was a small piece of the puzzle, but I'm just going to give it to you. And at some point, I'm going to go to the air. While I go turn on the air, do me a favor. See if you can draw the graph of an exponential function. You may remember it as the cow problem. It looks like that. You've never seen a cow before in this class. I think we did it with the cow. Anyone ever see his tail again? Still have classes. All right. For those who may recall it, it's an airplane taking off. You can peek around, see if anyone wrote that before I write it. Some people may. All right, I see one airplane. Yeah. Exponential function is what you're just drawing it to. Same picture on that page. That is so sweet. That words that are coming out of my mouth. That is so cool. One person, they just got hired. They might be the wrong person. They just got hired. Cow problem, airplane. No. What are you talking about? Who is this guy? I've never met him before. All right, here it comes. Or some of you are just nervous. Boom, there it is. There's the sketch. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. This is above. I'm going to erase mine in just a second and redraw it. We're going to redraw the exponential function over here again. Some of you saying, what with the 5? So I'm going to say something here quickly because I don't want to stay here too long. So let's go ahead and erase this guy. I'm going to try and draw him the official way he's supposed to be drawn. Can I get a red? Where are you, red? Can I get a red? going to draw it the official way. You're still fine. You're still fine. The official way simply says this. The function, oh, that's right, exponential function, exponential function. Exponential function. You just graphed an exponential function. Only special to math people. Now here's the deal. The official deal, and if you didn't, you don't have to worry about this first time. You can fix it on the second one that you're going to do. We're only going to draw this twice. After that, we'll just focus on the equation and leave it. Oh man, here it comes. The official equation for this thing is y equals abx. You may remember that. In this particular problem, the very first one, someone tell me what the b is going to be. It's not connected to the x. Thank you. It is a 10. Can someone else, I'm going to leave her alone for a second, can someone else tell me what the a is going to be in this problem? Yeah, 1 is correct. If you don't have a number in front of that 10, it's going to be automatically a 1. Now, why does he even care about that? Why is he trying to tell him that? Because what is true is the letter A is always the y-intercept, where it breaks through the wall. You may remember that from Unit 4, or completely forgotten it. So here, you are A, and you are y-int, as in y-intercept. Hey, Thomas, why are you even mentioning that to us? We got it. Because no matter what function you get, if it only has a base, and they don't write the number, that airplane will always break through 0, 1, every time. Even if the base is a 5, you sketch this one, it's going to break through 0, 1. If your little boxes are so small that you can't make it look exactly right, that's fine. You just sketch it, and then wherever it broke through, write down 0, 1. Mm-hmm.
Inflation growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the bottom. No, it's better.
This guy here, or this guy here?
Under here.
This guy here?
It's for the bottom half.
Sort of, kind of. Yeah, well, sort of. They kind of messed up on it, because it looks like it's a little K in there. But yeah, that's something I'm going to play in just a second. Nonetheless, do me a favor. Please sketch the graph for the exponential function. Y equals 5 to the x power. Sketch that in. Let me see what you write down. This one I'm coming around to check mark. Check mark says, I tried. We'll get 2, 3 equations and leave this part. Now, what about the others? Well, if you choose to make one of these, make this one of your 6 pages. Eventually, you'll fill in the others. But for now, just for the mini assessment that you're going to get today, what do we need? So again, I'm going to try and get it right through that point. If you didn't, but you were able to fly that airplane up, 0, 1 is the y-intercept, that's your A. That'll work. The equation is there. I don't know, what about that? Let's write down the equation for this one. It's still the same thing. I'm not sure why they had the equation as if something new was going to happen to it. Something new is going to happen to our friend over here. All right, I'll have someone say it out loud because I don't have a lot of time to have you discover it. They want me to move this picture. I'm not drawing the picture. I'm just working on the equation. They want me to move this equation. Not that one. I want this guy here. Do me a favor, put like a check mark next to move up 6 units and move down 6 units. Those two are going to be important to me. I'll do the first one with your help. Second one you'll kind of do on your own. So let me write down the official equation. We're using where it's base 5. Base 5. Y equals 5 to the x power. Write that down. The question I'm going to ask you in here, and I'll ask Alexis to hold and use the back just in case she gives the answer first. How can I write the equation that I want this thing to move up 6 units? How would I write? Plus 6. Good. And the second question, and I'll see if someone else can do it. Where are we writing the plus 6? Up high with the x or just straight behind? Straight behind. The plus k, which is what this will represent, goes straight behind. You're going to try and do the one with move down 7. I'm going to try and write this up here so someone will see it, be reminded of it a long time ago. Plus 7, up 6, plus 6. No big deal. Do me a favor, read the problem here, and then I'll write down the equation. Just for the record, if anybody was trying to draw the picture, it's that point, that 0, 1 that will move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the dot that you move up, and then you draw the airplane through that new thing. All right, right in the second one. After that, we'll do one more, and then we're leaving this. What's the most important If it's up or down, number at the very end. If it's side to side, you have to figure out where to put the number. I'm only do one of those side to sides. All right. So we know that I think two people have already answered. So we'll start with the original. And actually, this one I want to come out and check mark. Oh no, that thing I said about the asymptote, I wasn't even recording. People at home, hear this once. When you draw the graph of the exponential function, this red guy here, it goes through 0, 1. The asymptote is 1 below that point. So here we actually move it up 6 spaces. In green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right up here. And you draw your line. Your asymptote also has to be just 1 below. That's the green dotted line. Now you're caught up with the rest of this. Equation down here that they wrote, that I checked everybody off on, was the 5x. The minus 7 was behind it. Am I check marking on this one? Don't have the time. Somebody help me and let me write down the original. Sorry. Y equals 5x. All right, 5 units to the left is going to be, I hear negative 4, positive 4. Someone needs to break the tie. Negative 4, positive 4. Yeah, it has to be that opposite thing. And are we putting it all the way down behind or up with the x? Yeah, up with the x. And you always put it in parentheses. Hey, we need to remember that one. No, I just want to throw that one in just in case someone starts using it as a part of the 6 pages. They'll be able to do that. And again, the same thing is true. The y-axis, that point, is the thing that you're moving. Clink, 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 4 to the left. And then you kind of have a new, so you have a new, kind of like a new y-axis that'll break through the wall. In any case, this sheet is more about the equations than the picture, so let's leave it. Pause. Any question about producing the equation up or down? He's the most important guy. The second most important guy is left or right. Just remember, inside the parentheses, it always has to be the opposite, because on that this guy here, that minus sign inside there with the H makes it go opposite. All right, that's one piece of the puzzle. All right, let's do the second piece of the puzzle. I'm going to write the second piece. I'm going to back up, so I'm going to go to page 5, then I'm backing up. So you can go to page 5, back up 1, and I'm going to write down where they're going to write this. Page 6 is where you're going to write. On page 6 is where you are going to write the following. I'll put it above. At the top of 5 or 6 is where you're going to write this. This is random. It just shows up. It doesn't fall inside of any disk, but you're going to write it down one time so that you will hear the language that they're going to use. On the problem we just did, and I didn't use the words, we transformed this graph. Transformed just means we changed it. We moved it from where it started originally. We transformed it. In this case, we translated it up. On this one, we transformed it. We would have shifted it left. Transformed just means change. Right, so airplane. Exactly. So same exact thing, just somewhere else. Transform. I'm going to ask us to transform an equation, which is so random on the thing. So I'm just writing this down so you have. Write the words transform. Sure, we'll use the problem they actually gave you on page 5. So we're going to transform. Transform. Where are you writing this? Either at the very top of page 5 or page 6. Using that empty space up there. Transform. That is change. If ever you hear someone say that is, the Latin abbreviation for that is I-E. It means to restate it in a different way. I forgot what the actual letters stand for in Latin. And Latin is an important language term in English because Latin is, anybody know who spoke Latin back in the day? Like a big, important empire? Who? Rome. So the Romans, they're in charge of everything. Boom, it's their language. And so when they started deriving other languages, Latin, since it belonged to Rome, they took a lot of words from it. Nonetheless, IE is part of that. Transform to change. We want you to transform the equation. I'm doing y equals. Yeah, let's make it stand up. Y equals something. Y equals 3x minus 6. So the slope is, let's make the slope a -2, and the y-intercept is, let's make it, really? Alright, let's make it a 5. This is, as you write down the sentence, this is just them offering vocabulary. Say, hey, can I say something to you in another language? And you know what to do. So if you were learning, let's say, Chinese, which I tried to learn for like a second, I had a little tape called the Pimsleur approach. They put it on a tape. You listen to the CD and you repeat after them. And so the first thing they had me repeat after them was, Ni wei shua ying wan ma. So I just said something in Mandarin Chinese. If someone knew Mandarin, they were walking around like, whoa, we know Mandarin? Yeah. Ni wei shua ying wan ma. You speak English. That's the first thing they teach you, because they're all teaching you as if you're going to go to another country. You need to survive. Or the second one I got 3 of them. I got the French one too. Parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? Which of course means, do you speak English? And then of course I got the Spanish one. ¿Entiende inglés? You know, so you just do each one of them. Some of you understood some of it. This is another language. If you know what they're saying, it's way easy. If you don't know what they're asking you, it's way hard. Number 1, we need to do something, underline the slope, and then we need to do something with the y-intercept. Hey, somebody tell me in this equation, which number is the slope? 3 is the slope. It's the number in front of the x. So basically what they're asking me to do to transform this equation so that the slope, which was once a 3, is now -2, they're literally asking us just to change the number. And I don't know why they're making it that easy, but they are. Y equals a -2. Can someone tell me what number, someone different, tell me what number is the y-intercept? It will be the 5, yes, but -6 in the original, so you both contributed there. And they're literally asking us to change to a 5. Because the 5 is positive, its sign also gets to come in. This is it. That's it. They're going to ask you something like that. I think the big deal is, do they know that to transform something means to change that thing? If we drew a picture, the picture would have changed just like the airplane taking off. All right. 3 ways. 1 with an equation, go to page 5. 2 with tables, that's the calculators, that would be easy. 3 with the graph. Some people with the graph messes them up a little bit, so there we go. Good luck, Thomas. All right, number 1. Sometimes a function is written with function notation. F of x equals 3x minus 6. The f is the important part. F is the name of the function. It's like a car. What kind of car is it? Oh, it's a Corolla. So this f is like the name of the car. It's Corolla. Hey, what's that function? It's Corolla. What kind of car do you have? Oh, I got a P. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Well, whatever. You know what I mean. What kind of car you got? Oh, I got a G. So all the letters in front just mean what kind of car it is. The X is who gets to ride in my car. Only X's ride my car. Okay, that's not really good. But whatever. Here, the only X's get to ride the car. If they change this letter to a Z, then only Z's would have to show up on the other side. So function notation first says, hey, let's give them different names. That way, if I said, hey, everybody, look at the function g of x, no one has any trouble finding g of x and looking at it. The reason that's important is because in order to do these problems, you have to write it the old-fashioned way, which is instead of an f of x, every function can be rewritten as y equals 3x minus 6. This g of x equation, which I'm not going to use, I just want to rewrite it again to let you know. This g of x can be written as y equals x cubed minus 5. Don't write that second one. The question would be like, all right, everybody take a look at equation y. Take a look at equation y. Now, I expect somebody to be looking over here, and I expect somebody to be looking over here. Because it's legal to write them both this way, the question is how do you differentiate between the two? If it's all y's, you do y sub 1, y sub 2, y sub 3. That's how you differentiate. But instead of that, they say, you know what, let's just call them different letters and function notation. Let's write down 3 equations, solve 3 equations, and then go from there. So this guy, we're going to keep this first guy. I'm going to write a second guy. He is going to be a y. Let's make him y equals, sure, a radical x plus 3. And then the last guy, I should probably write him in different colors, so don't forget what I had there. Use a y equals radical x plus 3. No. What did I have the first time I wrote it? I had plus 3. Okay, I can't use plus 3. Let's make minus. Nah, I can't do it. Close. Minus 7. I have any 7 up here? No, minus 7. Alright. You'll understand what you says. Minus 7, and then this last guy over here. And the y equals minus 4. Let's see what we did there. 5 to the x power. These are three different equations to which you're going to be asked to find the inverse. So, circle inverse. That's the big deal. Write the instructions. Please find inverse. To do that, I wish I had left some space. You're going to switch and solve. Where can I write switch and solve? Right in here. Where there's not enough space. He's squeezing in there. Oh, they have space at the very top. If you wrote at the very top, find inverse. The instructions, the tool, the memory technique is to switch and solve. Switch and solve. This is going to be way easy though. For those of you who took algebra, remember how to solve equations. It's way easy. Get ready for it. Here it comes. Okay, now solve for the find the inverse of this first equation. Sure, I'll do that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it with one letter, different colors, so that they can see the difference. Sure, I'm going to rewrite it with you. Now your writing won't help because you don't have different colors. How do you solve it, Thomas? I'm going to switch the x and the y. I'm going to solve for y. Switch the x and the y. I'm going to solve for y. What does he mean? He means this. He's going to put the x on this side. The y and x switch. Now I'm going to solve for y. I'm going to get y alone. I'm going to isolate y. How am I going to do that? Old-fashioned. To get rid of the 6, it's minus 6. What am I going to do, anyone? Yeah, plus 6. It really will be just like that. Which is going to leave me on this side with a x plus 6, because they won't join together, equals that same 3y. Right now we're solving for the inverse, or we're finding the inverse rather. Last thing we do, I'm going to divide, get rid of the 3, I'm going to divide on both sides. I'm going to ask, but it's too late now. Because it's so easy, they're going to make you do one little thing at the very end of this problem. you go. You got your y equals this x plus 6 all over 3. Basically, you did it. This is solved for the inverse. Switch. Let's solve. And it's true, I'm doing moves without explaining like what it is. But again, I'm all about getting the moves right. Here's the last thing that they're going to do to make this, at least put you in algebra 2a instead of just regular algebra. And that is, here was the name of the original equation. We turn it into a y so that we can find the inverse. Once you find the inverse of an equation, you have to give it a name similar to its old name, but with an extra mark to say, well, it's not the same original problem, but it's the inverse. It's something new, and here's how you write that. You put back this f of x. That's how you say that, f of x. But you have to add this extra piece, this what appears to be a negative 1 power of x. But the way you say it is f inverse of x. F inverse of x. And that is your answer. Let's see if they can look at that. See if there's something in there that they may want to ask about. Let's pause. Solve this problem here with the y. You may know? Yeah. I wasn't even looking for that, but yeah, that's actually the real move. So the y and the x have to switch. Who gets to be black? Let's see the y. So this time I'm just gonna. No, I'll just see. Here comes the x. Here comes the radical sign. The 7. Oops. So what is it that we're doing now? That way, when they ask you to do it on your mini assessment, right now you are finding the inverse of the equation. Step 1, switch, and then solve. That little x has a little mark on it, but you really doesn't resolve. All right. What's the next thing to do? Plus 7. All right, you're out of the pool. Red. Color doesn't matter. X plus 7 is just x plus 7 equals that radical. We're not the last move. This one is tricky for some students that actually don't know how to get rid of that radical sign. So right now, Jalen is out. I'm going to ask the question. Anybody know how to get rid of a radical sign? It's also sometimes called a square root sign. So I'm going to put it. I'm going to rewrite this line here. Hey Thomas, why would you rewrite that line before you squared it? Because if you put 2 moves on the same line, if a student ever goes back to check their notes, like, the 7 is over here plus the square, as opposed to, oh, I see how the 7 got over here. Oh, I see what's left. Then on this next line, you have the real deal. Check the clock. This should be the harder version. So, solving equations, harder. Putting the equation into a calculator and getting tables, easier. Getting a picture, and it might still be medium. It might get hard again. Nonetheless, here we go. How do I solve this guy? Parenthesis, raise that to the 2nd power. What if you do the left side of the equal sign? You do to the right. The last part here, y equals the 7, so if you don't have to do anything to it, you're not squaring the 7 to turn it to a 49, you're just getting the y alone. So like those girls did when I was teaching junior high, they isolated that one girl, Marshana, they did not like her. It's wrong. I didn't try to intervene completely because, you know, it's their thing, I don't know how Marshana offended the leader, and the leader got the other kids didn't like her. That was wrong. Eventually, she made it up and they let Marshana in. I did think, though, Marshana, they were just mean to you. You want to get that? But it's junior high. What you gonna do? All right, here goes. Hey, somebody choose a letter that we're gonna turn this y into. It could be random. Normally, it would be random. They would have told you what we're gonna turn it into. But since we didn't have an original one, I made it up. Someone choose a letter. J. I heard 2 letters, but J. All right. J is fine. Even though I thought there was none out there. But here goes. I'm gonna turn this J inverse. Let me put that -1, and don't say j to the -1 power to another math teacher. They'll drive them crazy. They'll be upset about it. It's j inverse of x, unless that's your plan. J inverse of x, and then from there, blue stuff is on the side. Oops. Fine. Check the clock. The last one, we'll see what they're. Oh, pause. Look here, see, there's something I did where you're like, oh, they walk in, see this, all this stuff? Smart kids, look at all that. Now you know what it all is. And at the end, they got F's and -1 and the X's. But you guys are like, oh no, it's just the name. It's the name of the car. The negative sign tells you that it's the inverse, that you just didn't work to it. Here we go. Please go ahead and switch the Y and the X, please. Let's see if I can do it myself. X in blue equals that 5. I'll make the Y in black just so you can tell something moved. Anybody know how to get that Y down from on the roof? Where is the choice? I'm going to do it this time. It's certainly going to be the log, but that's screw, because sometimes if it was a house, maybe it's that roof which makes it sound like a house. But it does this thing here. Let me rewrite. Again, rewrite. And now I'm going to do that 5 on the bottom on both sides. You may recall this from Unit 4. What is he going to do? He needs to do something. He needs to write log. Hey, what's up? Too late. What's the word you can write on the top and the bottom on this side? Log stands for logarithm. It's a longer word. We just use log. What will we have left on this side? The Y comes down. The 5s get canceled. No, the 5s really aren't being divided. Technically, the word log should be in front of the blue 5 and the red 5. I'm not going to write it. Hopefully some other math teacher will just be happy that you have the correct answer. In spite of the fact that the way you wrote it, like something is not right with that X. Alright, last time there was another letter said, there was a J, someone choose another letter? G. G will do. Again, normally, can we not use G this time? Just because he's up here, and if I did that G, you're like, whoa, how are those related? Another letter that's not up there, please. A as an Albert, we'll do it. Alright, A as an Albert. A inverse of X. The X are the letters that are being used, and I should put something from with the Z, so you can see that it would be A inverse of Z. Whoever's riding into the car, so here comes somebody start like switching all the colors on us. Does that mean anything? There's a 5 on the bottom. Too much information on one. Look at it. Look over your. So on these, you're going to produce put it into the calculator, then do table for those who are at home. People. So what does he want to do? Reverse. I'm going to put in the numbers in just a second with your help. And then this new table is going to be called the inverse. Should have written my reverse a little bit higher. Reverse is just a word for you to know what inverse means, but inverse is the real word that I want you to know. Zing, 0, 1's on that side, 1's on that side, 2's on that side, 3's on that side. Someone can help me out on the red side. Who's the neighbor to a 0? Maybe someone different to 1? Someone different on 2? Someone different on -3, thank you. Someone different on 3? Hey, how do I get the inverse if I were given a table? I just reverse. And voila. That 0, 6 becomes a -60 if you're saying that. Someone, I'll say someone different. Someone tell me who the partner to the 1 is going to be on the inverse table. Maybe. Someone different, the partner to the 2. Someone different, the partner to the 3. Can't even lose on that one. Take a look at the answers, get confused. Right now I'm just telling you kind of how to do it. Not what it means, just like Did you get the inverse of the table? Yeah, there you go. What did I do? I don't know. Just did it. So that's what I'm doing right initially. There are three pieces of this. We're at the end of the thing now. We did the equation. Find the inverse of an equation. Switch letters, solve for y. We are now getting the inverse if you were given a table. Do me a favor, this one I'm going to check mark through the whole deal. Oh, unless you can't get it. When you get your radical, to get from under that house, remember you have to hit the gray arrow to move out so that the -7 isn't under the house with the x. So what are you about to do? You're about to just be given an equation. And I'll say something like this. Please find the inverse. Your job is to know. I'll get a table. And then I'll get red table, regular. And then the inverse, the reverse, by switching the letters this way. On the red, the original. Will be there. Alright, this is my OG. Original goose. Alright, this is an X and a Y. 0, 1. How do you know to go down to 3 and not 4? 3 or 4 is usually enough. Oops, no, let's see. Alright, let's go past 2, 3. I'm going to put in my green stuff right next door to it. Inverse, which is simply the reverse. Alright, 0, 1, 2, 3. Once your answer, you're out of the pool. On the red, what's the neighbor to 0, please? -7, you're out of the pool. Neighbor to 1. -6, you're out of the pool. I heard 2 people. Both of you are out. 2. -5 who? For reals. If you did 0.6 or 0.5, I would take it, and then, as long as that first -5 is there. And the 3. Interesting. Okay, I guess if it's choosing technology, who cares if we do decimals? Who cares if they're negative? And it doesn't matter. So I would ask you for the partners, but part of me feels like I know the answer. Like I know if you're a 7, I know you're a 6. I know you're a 558. And I know you're a 526. Inverse reverse. This is a lesson today in vocabulary. And again, if you ever did poorly in math, half your difficulty in math were the words. So you solve the equation. What are you going to do? Get the letter x alone. Oh, just say that. Please find the square root of 7. I mean, the square root of 49. What's the square root? Find the number that when you multiply times itself, it gives you a 49. We call that the square root, where 49 began. It began at 7 times 7. So math is half a vocabulary class. All right, pause. We're about to leave this. Any questions about finding the inverse when given a table? All right, here's page 10. Page 10 is going to be kind of nice to you because the points that are given, they blew up the dots, so it's obvious. When you get your assessment, they won't have the big dots. So the question is going to be like, I don't know which points to use. The rule will simply be any part of the line that hits the corner, hits the corner of a box. Here's a box. Because it hits the corner, I can use this guy. This guy here, I could use him as well because he hits the corner of a box. So when you're doing it, basically you're going to try and find 3. In the other class, okay, 3 dots is enough. One person found 4 on occasion. If you found 4, it wouldn't hurt. 3 or 4 will get the job done. So what is it that they need to know in order to do this? Step 1. A long time ago, some of you all remember LOS stands for something. I don't remember what LOS stands for. Line of symmetry. But those who have bad memories, like, oh, that's the beginning of Los Angeles. All right. Which is why, again, you wouldn't do good in math now. All right. Here you go. Which you do good on puzzles. Here you go. Line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. I didn't think about saying it before, but I guess the 2 M's in the middle, if you put a line between them, they're almost a point of symmetry just for the M's, not for the whole thing. Now, a long time ago, slightly different for this occasion, but at least you can have the same idea. The line of symmetry, you had like a parabola. Where's a parabola? You had like a parabola. Make it green. Let's make it red. You like had like a parabola, whatever, and that's what. Please find the line of symmetry. You like chop that puppy like right in half. You like right here, and like yeah, like that line of symmetry. Well, it's not gonna do that. It's gonna be a little different. Especially in this situation where you're finding the inverse, the line of symmetry has an equation, and that equation is y equals x. That's the equation for the line of symmetry. Maybe I should put it up here. Y equals x. Line of symmetry. What does that line look like? The line y equals x, we made a table for it. All the stuff is, I'm just going to be saying to you, but when I draw the picture, you won't need to know all that I'm saying right now. But you will have to draw the picture, and the picture is going to be easy to draw of the line of symmetry. But let me see if I can put it x and a y. Let me put, when x is 0, because y and x, y equals x, x equals y, oh, y is going to be 0. When x equals 1, can someone tell me what y is going to equal? Let me do one more time for the people like I don't get it just yet. When x equals 2, what is y going to equal? Yeah. This line, where the two guys equal each other, means this. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 2. Last time, when x is 3, y is 3. The line of symmetry, without knowing the equation or the table, is always the line, oh, let's give them some rulers, where you start here at the origin, and you go just to the other corner of the box. If you connect these two dots, you are drawing the line of symmetry. So, I wish I had a ruler. If I did, I would draw my line of symmetry. Do I want to do it in red? Sure, I'll do it in red. If I connect these 2 points here, and I make it keep going, basically I'm drawing the diagonal. As if we're a checkerboard. I'm going to put my LOS, line of symmetry, and then right below that LOS, I'll put y equals x. 1, I know the name of it. 2, and I'm writing that equation. Oh, equation for that line? Yeah. Oh, right here where they meet? Yeah. No, but I mean, you can put that on there like, oh, here's the point of intersection, but for the purpose of this assignment, it won't be that important. Basically, what we're going to do for those who are in geometry, we're going to reflect the original graph over the line of symmetry. We're going to reflect it. That's what we're going to do. The way we're going to do it, it's sort of like we did with the table. Find x and y, switch them, and then plot them. That's not going to be too bad. But before we do that, what's that other page where they have another graph? I want us to do the line of symmetry like 2 more times so that if ever you have to draw the line of symmetry to find the inverse, do we have this picture? We have this guy? Page 7? Okay. What's the page that has 7? 11? Go to page 11, please. Draw the line of symmetry just 2 more times. One picture or 2 pictures? Oh. Okay, the 2 next door neighbors. Do the next door neighbors. This guy and his friend next door. Draw the line of symmetry. Now, if you're wondering, okay, it's going to be different for each picture. No. That'll be exactly the same. Line of symmetry. Those 2 original points. LOS. Y equals x. And then you do it one last time. Hey, why do you have them doing that? Because in order to do this on a page, they're going to ask as a requirement that they put in the line of symmetry. We're near the very end. I do know we haven't class from what I'm talking about. But it's soundproof, you can't even hear. Alright, let's back up to the original problem. Let's switch on. If you're still drawing your line of symmetry, go ahead and do it. We actually get some answers. Here it comes. Alright. These dots are like strands. And these stray animals need to have names. You're going to be collecting them. You love stray puppies. You saw like a rat. You love stray rats. People love, they love them. You love ducks. Ducks. Alright, love. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna name your ducks with letters. Here's the first duck. Duck A. Thank you. Oh wait a second. How far back on go? Let me erase some stuff here. I forgot to do that. Put it in the dots. But this first time we're gonna use their dots. We need 3. I'll do 4 just this one time, but you need 3. Here it comes. Duck A, Duck B, Duck C. This was right. I've never seen a Duck Dynasty. I know it's in trouble. Something like that. They were famous or something. And the guy said something. It's a schlock or something. But I never saw it. Whatever it was. In any case, here are 3 ducks in a row. Step 2. Give the coordinates. Let's see there. 1, 2, 3. I do 4. 1 per table. We'll make this a whole back table can be 1. This front table will put you all on the spot first. Hey, do you know the coordinates of 8?
-4 and -1.
-4. I like that. -1, -2. -4 and a 1. Step 1. When you write it, hang on, I should put it black. When you write the original, give it a name. Go with ABC, and then write in the coordinates. -4, 1. That's why it's gonna be so easy. B, you're gonna do the same thing. Hey, table here with 4 people. What do you think the coordinates of B is? 0, 3. I used to love it when teachers would ask questions out of the table. I pretend I was thinking, and I knew somebody at the table would answer it. Hey, back table. Wait a second. Yeah, back table. C. We got for C back table. You guys can see. You're gonna be D. You're gonna be D. And you're gonna do D, Daniel. Hey, back table. 2 more. And then table here, D. It's gonna be 3 past that guy. I know what you're thinking though. Then I ain't gonna look up here and back to like whatever. 7. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. I know. We don't care about them. They're dead to us. All right. Here we go. So here's the deal. Get the original, the OG. Just like the table, we're gonna do the inverse. We're gonna reverse them. Anybody remember how to write the new name for A? Blue. I'm about to say something about a different A, but I want it to be related. In geometry, you have to do it. That's all right, Brian. You're dead to them. Say that. Right. Yeah. But that 1 is actually leaning, and it's called prime. So A prime is the name on that. Good job, Brian. All right, so here goes. We'll put in. From there, we do 1. We just switch it. We're at the end now. Name it. Give the coordinates. Write the inverse. That is this new guy. Then we're going to graph the new guy. Connect those dots, and we'll be done. So here we go. Up here, B prime is going to be, instead of 0, 7, it's going to be what, somebody? I'm sorry, instead of 0, 3, it's going to be what?
0.
Thanks. C prime, someone different, is going to be what? It's a 24 right now. 42. And then, oops, make sure you have your prime and then this D prime. 78. This is a case of math not necessarily being hard, but there's just a lot of stuff, a lot of places to miss the thing or whatever. My goal isn't about by the time it has on the 7, I want to offer you your assessment. So that gives us like 12 minutes to finish off whatever. So here we go. The blue stuff, I need to graph those and connect those dots. In other words, I need to find where this 1, -4 is. 1, for those who ever had trouble with this, with the coordinates, remember you have to run before you can jump. You have to run before you can jump. The first number is to run. The second one is to jump into the ground. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but every time I hear that, I wish I was out there. So, the shuttle is here. I like the shuttle. Fine. No flash photography. So here we go. Here we go. We are doing A prime. and I hate to ask you to do this, but I am. Please rewrite the A prime and its coordinate. I hate to do that. I mean, it took me 3 seconds. Yeah, I get that, but still hate to ask you. Put your B prime where it goes. Oops, I put my B prime. 3, 0, run, and then jump. 3, 0, B prime, write the coordinates. You know, the third time, I think a student did it on one of theirs in the other class. Let's say if you do 3 of them, you can write for 2 in the third one. You can just write his C prime, then I'll take your hand. 42, 4, 2, and then I'm just going to write C prime on it. Okay. Jump, run. On this one of those new super plans that just goes up. Which kind of works if it's 0, 3. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna try it in the next class. See how they go with the airplane thing. What do I need? What do I say if the airplanes just go like 0, 3 though? All right. Give me army plane. All right, and D. Where's D? D is 78. Start at 5, 6, 7, 8. Where are you? 8. Where's 5? I see 5 is here. 6, 7, 8. And again, you see on this one, I'm just going to put D prime on him. Oops. So again, if you only did one with the coordinates, I take it in the other ones you can just put the prime. That way I'm a nice math teacher. No, crazy. I will mark you off the coordinates with you. Alright. Your life will be nothing. Alright, so do this. Once you have the blues, tonight then I wish you maybe we could highlight it, I don't know. If you can switch the colors. The key is going to be, list them in order. I just found the inverse of this graph. How did I find the inverse? I named the original points, I found their inverse, and then I graphed it. Label, switch, graph. You're about to do half of a weird one. The straight line, they're kind of easier. When the lines get bendy, it feels a little bit weird, but I'm still going to have, pause. Anybody want to ask anything about this? You have to put in the red line of symmetry? Yeah, you do. That one, I can't do about it. It's not there. I'll have to put the little question mark thing when I do that. What's wrong? Did you forget something? I don't know. And no, you don't talk like that, boy. So there's 2 coming at me. I'll take his and I'll take yours. Say it again. So the red guy? Oh. Oh. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so they already had it there. As a matter of fact, just in case they give you a weird equation like that, take a second and do just the first 2 coordinates of the table for that guy. In other words, do the OG. But you know how we did like 1, 0 to 4? Just do 0 and 1. Just in case they give you a little wacky guy like that with a decimal. It might throw somebody. OG, y equals 0.5x plus 3. XY, 0 and 1. And then do its reverse, its inverse. Clock. Okay. Run out of time. The last step. So when you do the OG and then the inverse, or 0, 6, depending on how you look at it. This time just do 2, just do 2 units. When you go to the next problem, you can start by just doing 3 points. I'll have them do 3 points. So I'm going to switch over to see which one it is. This guy here. What page is he again? On page 11, you're going to start labeling. Now, those who are more ambitious, those who choose to, you could label all of the points. For my purposes, starting with this guy being A, B, C, you can do A, B, C. I believe if you do A, B, C, you can do D and E and finish off. So for my purposes, 3 points will probably be enough to get the job done. You're going to find the, you're going to graph the inverse. That's the way they're going to say it in regular math. They expect you to know that means at least with the dots. Name them, change it, switch it, connect the new dots. Essentially, due to this problem, again, A, B, C is enough for me. We're going to do to that curvy problem we just did to this big. But you're going to do it in 3 points. You don't need the, I won't have you put in the table unless you choose to. This table must have been a 3 and a 3.5 probably. I guess I'm come around and try and do some check marking on this. I'll give you some time to. Alright, if you weren't in class, you should have been here. Alright, dang it. I'll say it really fast to them, and then I'll say, are there any final questions? So you can be thinking right now while I talk to them. I'll ask, are there any final questions? Now I'll let you look at it. Let's see. So label the first one A, give the coordinates. It's a negative 4, 6. In green, label the second dot. It's a B. Coordinates 33, negative 33. C, you can see here it's a negative 2 and negative 6. That's step 1. Label it and give the coordinates. Step 2, in blue, just switch the numbers from 26 to a 62 and call it C prime from a 33 to 33. It's possible that you'll have the same numbers, but don't let that scare you. Just switch them and give it a new name, and that 46 turns into a 64. From there, all you do is find the new coordinates wherever they land, put the dot there, his friend over here, and then C over here, and then connect that. I'll connect it in green, just so somebody else can be confused. And there you go, people at home. All right, pause.